Imagine if somebody told you that they kill people when they got bored. You would be like, yeah, you need to be in prison because you're a danger to society. Well, it's being discovered that Israeli soldiers are killing Palestinians not because they're a threat or because they're Hamas, but because they're bored. These people are these IDF members killing people because they're bored are truly psychopathic. They don't care if the person is actually a threat or not. They just want some excitement, and they get that by murdering people.
And the quote, the headline of your piece in 972 magazine, "I'm bored, so I shoot."
Yes, so many of the times from our investigation, it seems soldiers were shooting not from a tactical reason or a real military reason, but just out of being bored to pass the time or just because they could. Some of the soldiers spoke to us about the quote regular fire, meaning that you shoot, and after you shoot, you say on the army radio that it is normal or regular fire. So other units in the area, and there were many soldiers deployed at the beginning of the war inside the Gaza Strip, will know that this is a shooting by the Israeli army and not by Hamas fighters. But they said that this term, regular or normal shooting, was also to kind of state, in other words, I'm just shooting for fun. One of the soldiers said that in Hanukkah, the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah, some of the units in the Gaza Strip talked on the radio to shoot on a certain time to kind of light the sky, and they were just shooting for minutes just for fun. So I think this is one aspect, but
Okay, yeah, this is just straight up terrorism, what they're doing. Just killing people for fun or making a big game out of it. Yeah, this is truly terrorism. If if you think what Hamas did was bad on October 7th, well, what the IDF and the Israeli government is doing is 1,000 times worse.
it also teaches us that this was a very wide policy. It wasn't just a sporadic problem here and there, but a very wide policy that soldiers felt they can do whatever they want, that they won't be accountable. And all this is done also with the awareness of the commanders. I must add also that because from day one of the war, we heard very horrific statements from Netanyahu, from the Prime Minister Netanyahu, from senior ministers in the Israeli government talking about revenge, talking about there's no innocent civilians in Gaza. And this went down to the commanders and down to the simple soldiers and the soldiers that spoke to us in our.
Yeah, that is what a lot of officials in the Israeli government believe, that there is no innocent Palestinian, which is truly insane, because that's even saying that babies aren't innocent and that it's okay to kill them. Yet, you have the Israeli government continually screaming about October 7th, yet they commit 1,000 October 7th so far, and they act like they're the good guys.
Investigation said that these kind of phrases, there's no innocent people in Gaza, everybody is involved in Hamas. On October 7th, they were all celebrating, this is why they need to be punished, was very widely common. And this is why the soldier who spoke to us explained that the acts of vandalism, of looting, of
Imagine if somebody said there is no innocent Jewish person, they're all guilty because one group of Jewish people did something. You'd be like, yeah, you're being very racist, you're insane, and you're a threat to society. But when the Israeli government says that about a group of people, it's somehow okay, according to some people.
general sense of revenge were very common.
Oren Ziv, all but one of the 6 Israeli soldiers you interviewed spoke on the condition of anonymity. A 26-year-old reservist from Jerusalem named Yuval Green. In November and December, Yuval served in the 55th Paratroopers Brigade. He recently signed a letter by 41 reservists declaring their refusal to fight in Gaza after the Israeli army's invasion of Rafah. Green said, quote, "There were no restrictions on ammunition. People were shooting just to relieve the boredom." Well, on Thursday evening, Democracy Now! Reached Yuval Green in Jerusalem and asked him what he's calling for now.
I believe that continuing this war and continuing the death of Palestinians and Israeli soldiers is not right. I believe that right now, the right thing to do is to sign the ceasefire treaty that is going to release the hostages and end this war. I know that the Israeli government is not yet willing to sign it.
Again, that's Yuval Green.
What is hilarious is in the United States, that dude would be considered anti-Semitic, according to some people. He's speaking out against the Israeli government, which is like truly insane to say, because he was just fighting for the Israeli government, but because he's speaking out against it,